Rwanda finds genocide grave that could contain 30,000 bodies.
Here's a summary of the article.
Kigali, Rwanda, a valley dam that authorities in Rwanda say could contain about 30,000 bodies has been discovered more than a quarter-century after the country's genocide in which 800,000 ethnic Tutsi and Hutus who tried to protect them were killed. Rwanda on Tuesday marks the 26th anniversary of the genocide, but because of the lockdown the country will follow events on television and social media as gatherings are banned. Word of the Valley Dam and the bodies it held emerged as many people convicted in the genocide are being released from prison after serving their sentences and offering new information on mass graves. The challenge we face now is that the Valley Dam contains water, but we are trying to dry it up. Naftal Ahashakia, the executive secretary of genocide survivor organization Abuka, told the Associated Press. Authorities said the dam was dug years before the genocide to provide water for rice farming. Every now and then, as graves of genocide victims are discovered, some survivors question whether true reconciliation can be realized if perpetrators of the killings conceal information about where people were buried. Exhuming bodies during the coronavirus pandemic is very challenging since people cannot gather, Ahashakia said.
This post received a score of 43,792, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Every time they find a new mass grave in Rwanda, the brutality of their past becomes present again.
And the shame that the world stood by the sidelines and let it happen.
Agreed. Especially when Romeo Dallaire's request to intervene was denied by the UN.
I took a college course last semester on African conflicts, and the main part of the class was a simulation where everyone in the class takes a role during the Rwandan crisis, from members of the UN, to the press, and public opinion. I played the role of the Secretary-General of the UN, and I can absolutely understand the frustration of the inaction of the UN. Everything was far too entrenched in personal agenda and stalling.
I feel the inaction with regards to the United States had a lot to do with the failure of UNOSOM2, specifically the Battle of Mogadishu, which was a PR nightmare for the Clinton administration. After that point Slick Willie wanted nothing to do with another civil war in Central Africa, even if it meant preventing a genocide.
Yup, that's what I remember, and I was just a teen. I remember my dad was furious at lack of US action, especially given how ready we were to play boss in the Middle East.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I would not have supported U.S. intervention in Rwanda, even if it was supposedly to prevent the genocide, because that would require me to trust the U.S. military-industrial complex, as well as the noted liar, racist, and war criminal H.W. I do not support Team America, World Police in any way, shape or form, because it has shown itself time and time again to be a genocidal force of imperialism. E2, I am just gonna do a catch-all, because people really lyle bringing up how nice we were protecting the Kurds from Saddam. We literally are part of the reason so many were displaced and targeted in the first place. Gee, and I fucking wonder why I don't trust US global policing, XE3, and to finish off how fucked the US was during their entire interaction with Saddam, let's take a look at the petrodollar. What does this have to do with Saddam? Well, I would never say that the U.S. solely invaded Iraq because of oil, to maintain that oil was traded in USD. But it's an incredibly plausible reason, and also helps explain a few of the rest of our adversarial international politic.
If only Rwanda had oil instead of hotels.
Should have had Don Cheadle on a bed of rice.
Absolutely horrific.
When I was in secondary school we watched Hotel Rwanda on video. It made a big impact on me. Absolutely heartbreaking and terrifying what humans will do to each other.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.